Hey everybody, so this is the continuation of the Psoas videos. I had just been talking about the various things that might be happening for you if you are having some lower back pain, how that might be quadratus lumborum, which I showed you in the diagram, but I'll show you on my body now. So that's these muscles that are kind of running up, attaching to the lower ribs, and they're kind of coming down and attaching into the hips. So, you might be having some lower back pain that's in here, but as we saw, psoas is so close to QL when it comes up through the hip and through the body and attaching on the lower lumbar spine that it could be psoas that is giving you some lower back troubles. So I can show you some things to help alleviate some psoas pain, to get that psoas muscle that might have gotten clamped down into a C shape, allow it to kind of open back up and return to a more fluid space. One of those things involves laying down, so love this one. And all you have to do is just be on, a bed or a couch or, something that's off the ground. Preference if your foot can dangle, so if you have something that's like high enough that your foot can dangle when you hang it off, great. And if not, that's okay if it's on the floor. But what we're going to do is just get close enough to the edge of your surface that your leg can hang off. So right now, you can imagine that my psoas is just kind of hanging out, like coming up through my hip into my core. When I lift my leg, that is engaging my psoas. And so that's contracting it. In order to open it up more, what we can do is take this leg off the table here, and now I am opening this kind of whole front of my body here. And instead of being in this C shape, oh, my cat is going to give me biscuits, excuse me. Instead of being in this clamped C shape, we can have some opening through the psoas, which she's conveniently working on right now, so that's great. This is similar to how I could work on someone's psoas, actually, so thank you for this demo. But yeah, even just laying here, even without anyone touching you, without you touching yourself, you can allow your front body to open to kind of alleviate some of that back pain. Sorry, sweetie. We're gonna get up now. So another way that you can release a tight psoas, just not having anybody work on you. You can just do it as slow as you want, as you need, at your own pace. You can find that area. It's not going to be comfortable if you're just like pressing it into the contents of your abdomen. So this might be something you want to try out with some guidance. So feel free to reach out to me, and we can get on a call together so you can have a better time finding your psoas, or if you have a friend who has a lot of anatomy knowledge, or a doctor or someone else, feel free to ask them about it. But basically, we're going to have a ball in any of the kind of tight spots. So whether you want to put it directly like right below this bony protrusion on your hip, or you want to put it anywhere on this kind of line between your belly button and this bony hip protrusion, and you can just lay on it. So you can put the ball underneath you, and you can just lay. And it should feel like it's, on a tight muscle instead of like on your soft your soft parts in your belly. And you can just breathe into that nice and slow. Sometimes I'll have clients who might not want me to work on that area for them, but while they're face down and I'm working on their back, even like placing a ball or a rolled up towel would be more gentle. So if you wanted to roll up a towel and put it in that area, just laying on that is going to help that psoas release a little bit. An even more gentle way to bring some awareness and attention to your psoas, of course, as always, is breath work. And also twisting the body. So you may have heard me say in other videos, like if we're doing any grounding and breathing, when you're looking around your room, you're checking out the windows and doors, make sure you twist your body. So I'm gonna twist to look behind me. I am engaging my core and my psoas when I'm doing that. And it's almost like the connector between the lower body and the upper body in a lot of ways. So I'm engaging so much of my kind of essence, like my core being here with that psoas muscle, that I'm giving it some more spaciousness, I'm giving it some more room. I feel more grounded, I'm connected to my lower body, I'm connected to my upper body as I twist. And that's all I'm doing. I'm just breathing and twisting, feeling my feet on the floor. And if it's comfortable for you, you can try that out. If you're not ready for it, just leave it at that. The other thing you can try to do is just almost imagine those muscles that I showed you in the diagram and the book drawings. If that is a thing that like works for your brain, where you can kind of like imagine the inside of your body. For some folks that works and is helpful. For others, just focus on your breath. And we can imagine that area between our leg, that bony protrusion at the front of our hip, our belly button, we can imagine that whole area as kind of a nice, soft space to breathe into. We can imagine that muscle coming up towards our spine, connecting our upper body to our lower body. And if it feels good to put a hand anywhere on that chain that I was just describing, you can just put your hand, just feel what does it feel like to allow your hand to just gently rest, not pressing, just gently resting, hanging out. Or if it feels better to put that, on the front of your hip, or on the side of your hip, or maybe even a hand here on the front of your body and then a hand kind of supporting you on the back of your body, wherever's gonna feel good. Just imagine that as you're breathing in, you're filling up that area with the breath that you're breathing in. So, and then I'm gonna let it go. If it feels good to let your hands drop, you can do that. I'm just imagining release down my leg, release out through my spine. If it feels too much too soon to bring awareness into that area, keep your hands somewhere else. Bring them up to an area that feels more neutral. If it feels good to put your hands on, your shoulders or your chest, or maybe just hang out on the back of your neck. And maybe still imagining that you're breathing down your spine, you're breathing into that core area, out into your hip, But you can have your hands in a different, more neutral location while you do that. And I'm just imagining that I'm sending that breath down my spinal column. And you can maybe even bring more awareness of that if you do your exhale through your nose. So I'll show you that. So I'm going to breathe in through my nose and out through my nose. When I breathe out through my nose, it's almost like a kind of a fiery, raspier breath that I can imagine is sending itself all the way down my spine into my seat. It's easier for me to almost direct that nose breath kind of down and out through my psoas, out down into my hip. So if it feels okay to play around with any of that, please do. Again, I say play because I am inviting in a sense of exploration, of play. Not that it's like play, haha, funny, or not serious, but just like what do we notice? What can emerge? Do we want to do that? Are we ready for that? Are we not? If not, that's okay. We can take any kind of alteration that we need to support ourselves. And if, again, what you're ready for, what your body is ready for, is a simple, I'm going to look behind me. I'm going to breathe and I'm going to look behind me. And that is as much as you feel up to engage your psoas. Let's start there. That's huge in itself and very powerful. So I hope that this anatomy lesson and also things that you can try can be helpful to you in some way. And I will see you all soon. Thank you.